Today on Hopped Up, we're reviewing the Wee Heavy from Belhaven Brewery. Thanks for joining.
Welcome to Hopped Up, where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion on the beer we are drinking. I am Ben, and of course, I've got Andy in the attic and Jay with us yet again to talk about beer that we're drinking today and find out how we all rate it. So what are we going to be reviewing today?
We're going to Scotland, and we're going to have from Belhaven Brewery, the Wee Heavy. It's a Scotch ale. Comes in at 7.4% ABV, 26 IBUs. Wee Heavy is interchangeable with Scotch ale. So if you're in Scotland and, they ask you if you want a Wee Heavy, that's what they're referring to, because there is a difference between the Scotch ale and Scottish ale. And so the Wee Heavy, we get into that as a higher alcohol percent. Scottish ale is usually less than 5%. And the Scotch ale, the Wee Heavies, are usually over 6%.
So that would be any Wee Heavy that is by any brewery that brews a Scotch ale above 5%. Is that what typically
it's going to be above 6%? On average it could be above 5 and still be called a Wee Heavy, because traditionally in the UK a lot of their beers are that 3 to 5% range, and so that's hence when we see the Wee Heavy, it's like we hit double IPAs that are up to 10%, and we don't when we think Wee Heavy, it's going to be over 10 when we're talking heavy. So
right.
We're talking UK standards, where the term came from. So this brewery is the oldest working brewery in Scotland, founded in 1719. What I found out about interesting Scotch ales, it was they kind of derived from the English strong ales. You first started seeing them brewed in the 1800s in Edinburgh, and it's kind of like a blend of the English strong ale and a barley wine, and so that's kind of how it came about.
So what is their do they follow the same as some of the English, where they serve them more at room temperature, or just on the drafts that are 55, 60 degrees, somewhere in there?
That I don't know. I can't attest to that. I did not go that deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know there's a local pub that we have called the Poppy in the Parliament. It's based on a traditional English, and you can get the traditional English taps where they'll serve it that temperature, or they have regular style for the American, where you can get them cold. But
yeah. And because of the area, Scotland brewing beers, they don't have a lot of hops. So a lot of their beers are based on malt. And so they just have a little bit of hop to it, but you can't really detect it. So it's pretty
thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about this one. So
yeah, me too. It's crackling.
I think this is the first beer that we've had that is not an American brewery that we'll be reviewing, and probably the first one that none of us have actually had.
You see the lid, Ben?
I did. I did.
Yeah. That's pretty neat. It's on there. It's got for those who can't see, it's got the thistle for Scotland there. Yeah, so Scotch ales are typically a little darker than Scottish ales, a little sweeter too, because it takes a lot of sugar to get the higher alcohol content, and so it's gonna get that more of that malt to it.
Man, it smells good. Cheers, mates.
Cheers.
Cheers, mates.
It's rather delightful.
I like that. That's very sweet, very malty,
It is.
but not too rich. It's golly, that's great.
Yeah, that's very pleasing to the palate.
Yeah, you can't get a lot of Scotch ales, at least where I live. The biggest one that I think we can get around here is the more widely produced, the Oscar Blues Old Chub.
Yep.
Yeah. There are a few breweries around that try to replicate Scotch ales.
Yeah.
Not as successful as something like this. It's very good, but
Yeah, I think we may have mentioned it already, but brewery was founded in 1719.
Mhm.
So producing beers like this is obviously why they are still around.
Yeah.
So this is very, very good.
Man, I'm enjoying this one.
So one thing, and just doing a few minutes of research on Belhaven and looking at the beer that when they listed on their website, one of the things that I noted was they list the ABV, and they list some of the notes that you should kind of try to pick out of the beer itself. But maybe in Scottish fashion, they said perfect with, and they listed that it goes perfect with a wee dram of whiskey.
yes.
So I thought that was definitely an interesting remark. And while we don't, I don't have any whiskey around me currently, that's definitely something we may have to try for another outing when we're together next, if we can get our hands on another one of these.
Have to bring a dram of malt up with me into the attic next time we have a Scotch ale.
Exactly.
Maybe we have a road trip.
Right? I mean, a road and a boat trip, or
we'll get our production team.
Yeah.
What was it? I've got several buddies that they go over there for their golf trips. I mean, what?
I think we're gonna have to get a lot more subscribers and a lot more views before that budget is going to be high enough that we can make it over to Belhaven. But you guys, you can help us out. So be sure to like, subscribe. Here's the plug, right? Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell.
Yeah.
So you can get notified of our future videos. All right. So yeah, let's go around and rate this one. I'm going to go first. Man, this is fantastic. I absolutely love this beer so far, given that I've never had it before and I'm trying it for the first time. And this is an 8.5 for me. I absolutely think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Really good. I'm between two scores right now, and give me another sip.
Yeah,
no, go ahead, Jay.
I got to
sip some more.
Cracking this, smelling it, enjoying the delicious notes it has. I've never been a huge Scottish ale fan, just because ones that I've had couldn't hold a candle to this one. That said, I think I would give it an 8. I would love to have it again for sure. So great beer, great solid beer. So 8 for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be a little influenced by my love for Scotch. So I'm not just a craft beer drinker. I am also a Scotch drinker. And especially when you bring up, it should be paired well with a little dram of whiskey.
A wee dram of whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go so far as a 9. This is big on my list. I really like this guy. I'm glad we worked this one in. And I would definitely, if we're ever sold in my area, I'll pick it up. and probably stockpile it.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. If I see it again, then we're going to buy as much as they have of it. One other thing I did want to note, just again from going to the website, is just some of the notes that you're supposed to pull out of it: cane sugar, caramel, vanilla. Those are kind of the flavors, and just to mention that I really think all of those come through. You get so many different taste out of this beer. It's almost like you could pick one out every time you take another sip, and it's again fantastic. Really have enjoyed this one, and it makes me want to get any other beers we can get from Belhaven if we can find them. To be sure to pick them up. So
yeah. It's been years. I looked back since I've had their Scottish ale. It's been over 7 years, I believe, when I looked at my pass rating on it. So I don't know where in the world I got it. I think I was out of town.
All right, that gives us an 8.5 for the Wee Heavy from Belhaven. Amazing beer. I think for all of us who have never tried this before, I think it has pleasantly surprised us all, and we really have enjoyed this one for sure. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Please be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Wee Heavy if you have had it. If you agree, disagree, give us some feedback on that, and we will catch you guys next time. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.